Hello, I'm Aaron Lawson, and welcome to The Cheap Seats, where I talk to Chicago theater professionals about what they've been working on to get you the inside track on the Chicago theater scene. Today I'll be talking to Ed Rutherford and Nick Sula, director and music director of Coraline, presented by Black Button Eyes Productions at City Lit Theater. Let's do it! Has my hand always been like this?
I mean, probably not when you were a kid.
Yeah, I guess I grew into it. So I'm sitting here with Ed Rutherford, director of Coraline. Ed, thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course.
So, Coraline is based on the novel by Neil Gaiman of the same name. For those who don't know, just tell us a little bit about the show and the book.
Well, the story of Coraline is sort of descended, in my opinion, from the story of Alice in Wonderland. In this case, all of the people's eyes in this other world are black buttons instead of normal eyes. Yeah. And it seems at first that this is a sort of happier place for Coraline, but it quickly becomes clear that there's more sinister plans in motion. And in the end, Coraline has to save herself and her parents and a whole host of other people.
Right. And Neil Gaiman, who wrote the novel, very celebrated author. How was bringing that to the stage and doing it justice and making it as cool as you wanted it to be?
Well, it definitely presented some challenges. You have fantastical things happening on stage. Mm-hmm. Adapting it successfully was all about coming up with really effective, simple ways to realize fantastical situations on stage. Mm-hmm. We had our costume designer, Beth Lasky-Miller, come up with some really clever modifications on dark sunglasses to come up with something that looks really, really cool and effective from the audience, but the actors can still see and not bump into
bumping
the scene.
Into this. Yeah, right.
Exactly.
So Ed, you're in tech, correct? Mm-hmm. So you're in tech. Has anybody asked for a Coraline?
You know, Aaron, you kind of just crossed a Coraline.
Same joke. I mean, it's like exactly the same joke. I mean, like it's exactly the same. Ed, thank you so much for talking with us today. It means a lot to me. I hear that musical director Nick Sula has a lot of interesting things to show us on the piano. So let's go talk to Nick. So Nick, thank you so much for joining us today. Sure. Here we have 3 different pianos. You use 3 different types of pianos through the whole show. Is that correct?
Right, that's right. So here we have a toy piano, and that's used to accompany Coraline when she sings or when she's the center of attention.
Very cool.
And then behind me is a regular upright piano, which is used for when it's adult characters or the other scenes in the show. And then over here we have a prepared piano, which is used when Coraline travels to the other world.
Cool. Yeah, I've heard some very interesting things about the prepared piano. So let's take a look.
Sure. This is a prepared piano, meaning it's been prepared by putting lots of objects inside the strings.
Yeah.
So Stephen Merritt specifically indicated particular objects to go inside each of the, weaving things inside the strings, different buttons, pins, jingle bells.
That's amazing. So it's notated in the score that you need to put all this crazy stuff in your piano.
Exactly,
right.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it creates this timbre when you play that's sort of, it's not what you'd expect a piano to sound like.
Right. Yeah, give us a little bit of
sure.
what you got. So, like you said, it's called a prepared piano.
Right. We actually brought in an experienced piano preparer, a musician herself, a performer named Nomi Epstein. She did an excellent job putting everything you can imagine inside this piano.
That's great. I almost wish she could come over to my house and prepare my piano.
Well, she's in the phone book.
Did you get that from the piano?
Hey, you guys seen a 6-year-old kid running around here?
Yeah.
Come on, bud. Can't be running around like that.
A child's soul makes such a delicious timbre.
Well, Nick, thanks a lot for talking to us.
Sure thing.
Coraline is now playing at the City Lit Theater and runs through September 6th. Tickets are available at brownpapertickets.com. Thank you so much to Ed Rutherford and to Nick Sula for talking with us today. We'll see you next time on The Cheap Seats.